silver too, but I've been playing for gold. That metal keep close range.
It's week 5 of the National Football League. And coming up, we'll see the electric Jaden Daniels. He's your top dog in the league this season, ranking first in passing yards. It's the Lions and the Packers under the lights on Sunday night.
While the sun is set, there's still plenty of light in the stadium for this prime-time contest. We've waited all day for this one, haven't we, Brock? It's time for the NFL on EA Sports. And just like that, the season has reached October. Berman, Brock, you are up here in the booth. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, I don't know about you, but I always feel like the smells start to change in October. It just really starts to smell like fall, smell like football, second month of the regular season. And these next few games take on a greater importance moving forward.
Gosh, I wish I had a sense of smell. Mine is so bad, but I love what you're cooking right there. And I love this stretch of games because it makes a lot of teams contenders and a bunch of the other sellers as the trade deadline arrives here at the end of the month. You go on a hot streak heading into Halloween and things will be looking great. But flounder this month, and you may end up seeing some of your buddies shift off and playing elsewhere.
Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
Some tough luck last week for this quarterback, Kate. 2 touchdowns, the 1 interception, and you just know the way it works. These coaches love to tell us they always think about the losses. They sting way more than the wins. It's the same thing with the quarterback. He's not thinking about the touchdowns. He's thinking about correcting that interception and knowing right here he's got to play some clean ball.
Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Second down now, 7 to go. From the shotgun, McCarthy. This is on target to Christian Watson. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league. His goal is pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
Flush down out. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
So here's Harrison Mevis, ready for the field goal try. It'll be 51 yards from the left hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
He stopped on the return at the 27. So now it's the Lions' turn to head out for the first time on offense. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken 2nd in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Probably feels like he owes his guys one after last week, doesn't he? Threw a couple picks, did find the end zone, but his guys around him still found a way to win. Now, here's where he's got to be careful, Kate. You can't get it all back at once. Sometimes, when you're over-aggressive, it leads to, well, days like last week with a couple interceptions. Got to do your job, but just do your job well. Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception and just forcing an incomplete pass. As soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
On 2nd and 10 now, Daniels. Into the hands of Romeo Dobbs. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that gives the Lions the first.
That's good for the Lions. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. He's on the move. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Reek Woolen with the INT. And the Packers take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Already in an early hole on the scoreboard. That is not what they needed in response, Brock. Giving away possession with the pick.
You know, we got a lot of game left, obviously. Nowhere close to them putting it away. But you can see things starting to unravel a little bit, even after just 2 possessions. A touchdown here could really continue that momentum towards an early runaway.
From the 44 here on 2nd down. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he ranges forward to the 31 before they bring him down. 2nd and 3 now. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Gets this one to Watson. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Offense set for a 1st and 10. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Cut near the goal line. It's a Green Bay touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one splits the uprights. And the Packers go up 10-zip here in the 1st. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. Here's Kevontae Turpin on the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Detroit getting its offense set for their 2nd drive. And a big setback for them to overcome early, Brock, giving them points off that interception. And for a quarterback, a tough way to start the game as well. They got to shake that off.
Yeah, but this is where you really do start to see just the cream of the crop. The quarterbacks that are the best in this league flush, no matter what the circumstances are. But especially the negative ones, you flush them away and you go persevere.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Out of the gun, Daniels. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
You ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Brian Anger getting the call on the 4th down punt. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. The Packers ready to run their offense back out there. And here in the 1st, already up to a 10-0 advantage. 1st and 10, here's McCarthy. That one's caught along the left sideline. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Running on 1st here with Jacobs. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Nick Herbig making the play. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They stick with Jacobs. He breaks the tackle. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. 3rd and just 2 to go. On play action now, McCarthy. That finds Jacobs, complete. We'll head out of bounds after a small gain. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They go play action here. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. Looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up. From the shotgun, McCarthy has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
A bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front, they didn't give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down. Back to the air, McCarthy. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Now he'll throw off the play fake. And the Lions get him. Down he goes. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up. The gun, they'll look to throw. Looking right, and he finds him. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. So here's Harrison Mevis, ready for the field goal try. From the right hash, this is going to be a 41-yarder. Mevis able to knock it through. And special teams convert to get them a little something out of that possession.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
His return starts at the 5. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Lions get ready to return to the field. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Man in motion here. 2nd down and 10. Daniels. He's got Pierce. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
That's good for the Lions. 1st and 10 at the 42.
Play fake here. Daniels. Into the hands of OBJ. And he's out of bounds after getting this to the opposing 45. Give him 13 on that play. And that gives the Lions the 1st.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Again, Daniels to the air. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
It's now 2nd and 19 at the 46-yard line.
Another try following the sack. Flushed out of the pocket. Caught for big yards on the right side. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive jump. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Pierce. Scores. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Joey Sly on for the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Lions get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. McAllister now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This our last play of the quarter. Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. Cut by Jacobs. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Nick Herbig making the play. Time for our second quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They've got 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Lions will take over as he reports his first interception of our season.
Going down the middle, as you can see, you're giving them a real chance at making that hit. Might be a case of trying to force one where they shouldn't have. And you're sure hoping as a quarterback you learn your lesson on that one.
Now the Lions offense gets ready to return to the field. And the turnover puts them right back out there. Just a few plays since they scored that touchdown.
Well, they didn't get much time to rest, but guess what, Kate? That defense didn't get much time to rest either. Now you could go in attack mode while they're still shaking off that last touchdown.
And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Daniels. Escapes the pocket. And before he can get rid of it, he runs out of bounds. Could have just tossed it incomplete, Brock, but instead takes the sack and a big loss. And the Packers at a 5th DB out there for this 3rd down play. To throw, Daniels. He's throwing deep to the left side. He's got it inside the 10. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw. When you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Just need 2 more yards that they couldn't get on that last play. Here's 1st and goal. Bigsby is in for the Detroit touchdown. The Lions tie and can take the lead here in the 2nd. Here's Sly to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions take the lead on that successful kick. The Lions have it all set as they send this one downfield. McAllister now to return. Return's looking good so far. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. The Packers all set to get back out there. They're coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. That'll be complete to Jacobs. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers that time, running back in the flat.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Coverman is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Trying getting it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And that fair catch corralled just beyond the 25-yard line. Returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They've ripped off 4 straight wins, and if this lead holds, that's going to be 5 before we know it. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Leo Chanel able to bring him down. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Pierce motioning right. Shotgun snap to Daniels. And he can't escape. The Packers drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
This is one of those many moments where I'm really thankful I'm in the booth and not on the field. Because in my day, defensive tackles couldn't run like that. This is not a statuesque QB. This guy can run. And it wasn't the linebacker or DB that chased him down. It was a big old D tackle. Tip of the cap to you, my big man.
And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
And he's calling for a fair catch, which is made at the 33-yard line. No return on that punt. And the Packers will take over possession. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Looking to throw, McCarthy. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? It did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Putting a receiver in motion. McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And this one does not go far.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm.
Yeah.
Especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep him moving forward.
And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And the Lions will take over with a lot of field ahead of them. On 1st down, here's Daniels. He's going deep. And we all saw it. Flag came out just before that one fell incomplete. They may still get some big yards out of this one. So a little too much contact on the part of the defender, and the officials flag him for it. First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Forced out to his right. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
You know, that's a tough one right there. Actually, when you're outside the pocket, because your body is going and moving laterally, it often takes the ball out of bounds just like that. That's a tough connection to make, even under the best of circumstances.
Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Chased out to his right. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
The Lions readying for the punt. Brian Anger, the one to send it away. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And, oh, just a hair too much on that kick. The punt lands in the end zone. This one's coming out to the 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10. The Green Bay offense about to get started once more. They were all caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is in! Going the other way, Lions have it. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Daniels from the pistol. Buys time, rolling right. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Bigsby runs it in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions capitalize on the turnover and add to their lead. Those defensive coaches got to be hot, Brock. That was a touchdown that shouldn't have happened. That tackle should have ended it.
You try bringing down one of these NFL running backs in, Miss Kate.
Okay, touche, partner.
They see that goal line. They smell that goal line. It is no sure thing to try to bring down one of those forces before they find pay dirt.
That one right down the middle. And the Lions grow their lead to 8. The Lions have it all set as they send this one downfield. McAllister now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now here comes the Green Bay offense. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. Jacobs gets it on the draw. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5. From the 32. Nearly intercepted. Ooh, he almost had it. Couldn't bring it in. Incomplete. That brings up 3rd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Going on 3rd, McCarthy. Complete beyond the marker. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that 1st down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Complete out to the right side. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker. And that hit prevents a 1st down. That brings us to the 2-minute warning in the Motor City. The Packers driving ahead. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Back to the air, McCarthy. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They'll come up 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Pass is hauled in by the running back. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Gets this one to Watson. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. McCarthy throwing here. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Now McCarthy has it in close. And he pushes it all the way to the goal line, but goes out at the 1. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Jacobs will not score, and it's not going to get back to the line either. I think he lost close to 3 on that play. Backed up to the 4-yard line now. It's 2nd and goal. Here's McCarthy to throw. That one's incomplete in the end zone.
Oh, that is such a bummer. A dropped touchdown right in the end zone. We're going to see how quickly he can flush this one. He better, because they got to make it impact later.
He's got it! Touchdown, Green Bay! Well, good luck stopping the big fella that close to the goal line, Brock. I've always thought that the distance right there is just made for tight ends to score touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's not just the sport that you also love to cover in basketball. It's all about matchups. You get near the red zone and into the end zone, matchups become critical. And when you got a dude like this that's a mismatch maker, you feed him.
Mevis now for the extra point. And he hits the extra points. A little surprised they wouldn't go for 2 in the tie, but at least he made it, so the lead falls to a single point. Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. Turpin with a return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Lions get one more series here before halftime. And clinging to this 1-point lead, Brock, probably don't want to risk too much here. Daniels on first down. He's going deep this time. He's got it at the 30. He will go. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions will add to their lead at the end of the half. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, you can find pay dirt.
That one splits the uprights. And the Lions grow their lead to 8. The Lions have it all set as they send this one downfield. McAllister now to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. 1st and 10 now with all of 15 seconds left to utilize in this half. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he'll take this up to about the 34 before he stopped. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 34. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. Looking to throw. He lofts it deep, right sideline. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. We've arrived at halftime here in Detroit. The Lions defending their building. They've got the lead at the break. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. As mentioned, this is the EA Sports Halftime Report. Time to take a look around the NFL and find out what's going on this fine Sunday. We'll start up at TIAA Bank Stadium in Jacksonville. where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Lamar Jackson, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. From there, we'll jet north to Ohio to check in on the Browns at home at Cleveland Browns Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. The Browns continue to roll as they run their mark to a very strong 4-1 with the victory. And lastly, we'll all be tuned in on Monday night for what should be a great one between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Buffalo Bills. We saw a solid first half out of the Tank Bigsby. These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Turpin with a return. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. The Lions and QB Jaden Daniels heading out for their next look on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. And the reverse call pays off, some decent yardage before he's brought down.
That's just a good play to mix up what you're doing and keep that defense guessing. The execution, that's pretty well done too, creating the space for a solid pickup.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Play fake here. Daniels bails out of the pocket quick. Throwing on the run. Deep. They connect on the deep shot. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset. This is the type of performance a former quarterback, just like yourself, Brock, can marvel at. He's carried a great performance through much of this game. Even as the defense adjusted, tried to slow him down, none of it mattered.
I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because these moments the game does slow down. It is so fast on the field for the normal person, but when a QB's in a rhythm like this, the game is slow and he is dicing them.
They'll run here on 1st down. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Now Daniels off the play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
An 8-yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd down.
Daniels. He finds OBJ. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
How many times, Kate, do we see those routes, those horizontal east-to-west routes, just get that 1st down on these critical 3rd down situations? It takes tremendous eyes, tremendous speed, and a tremendous want-to by the defense to stop that short. You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here, but they don't wind up empty-handed on the drive. And the kicker, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with a high percentage make.
McAllister now to return. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Out now runs the Packer offense. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And he gets him around 6 there. That tackle by Levi Wallace. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Watson with the catch. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. That'll be complete to Jacobs. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Ed Oliver there to make the stop. Following that completion, medical staff headed out for an injured player. We'll see what the nature of his injury is. 3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They go counter, it's Jacobs. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. That's going to go down as a gain of 7. Now they're going to have 3rd and 2. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. This one goes for 3 yards. And it'll be first down, Packers. Going run again with Jacobs. And he pushed deep into enemy territory with that, down inside the 25. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 24. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there. No luck finding his receiver that time. And now they're left with 4th and short.
You know, Kate, my years in Indianapolis with Peyton, he loved to know the tendencies of a defense. In 3rd and short, more often than not, all across the league, you get man-to-man coverage. It really is a good time to throw. Unfortunately, couldn't execute that pass in the 4th downs instead.
And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs.
And what a battle of wills we just got to see. Fighting in the trenches on a 4th down run. Trying to play conservative, keep it on the ground to power it across, but there was no overcoming a front just as equally motivated to get off the field.
This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. On first down, they'll run. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Sent to the ground by Khalil Mack. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. They're going play action. Throw is there, Trey McBride. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs. And he has stayed productive throughout this game. He's up to the 300-yard mark after that last completion. Really has been a solid showing for him finding his targets. Big play, gets him across midfield, sets him up 1st and 10 from the 40. Running this one left. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be first down, Detroit.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
A give right side, here's Bigsby. And all that for a single yard. What an effort to get what he... Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Rolling out to his left. McBride hauls it in. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Running right is Bigsby. He's got a nice gain down inside the 10-yard line. Managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Vacates quickly left side. Near the goal line. Touchdown, Detroit. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
Extra point is up and good from Slot. And the Lions push their lead to 18. The Lions have it all set as they send this one downfield. McAllister now to return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Packers and Josh Jacobs about set to go on offense. And the running lanes, and they've been hazardous. Not quite the decorated collection of highlights from him that we're going to look at here. Those big plays, the explosive runs where he leads an offense, just haven't been there for him in this one. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. On play action now, McCarthy. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Gets it quickly to St. Brown. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
Good luck defending that short yardage slam. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Third down, 1 yard to go. Back to throw. Here's McCarthy. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. New set of downs for him from the 46. Back to the air, McCarthy. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Second and 3 now. From the 47. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. Going the other way, Lions have it. And this will reach the end zone for Detroit. Touchdown. The Lions stretch their lead on the final play of the 3rd. Step 1 is just making the hit, Brock. Step 2, trying to knock the football out with that hit, and they were even fortunate enough to get to step 3, weren't they? Taking that fumble all the way back for a touchdown.
And just look at them. I love the joy. A unit that doesn't get to celebrate in the end zone all too often, they will welcome the chance to be the guys running it in for a change. Cue up the group celebration, and boys, go enjoy the moment.
That one right down the middle. That's the end of the 3rd on Sunday night. And they'll continue adding to their lead. And after that last-second score in the 3rd, we'll resume play with a kickoff. Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. McAllister now to return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Packers and their QB J.J. McCarthy returning to the field on offense. And there's a couple of moments we're seeing here that I think he's not going to want to be reminded of after this game. Turnovers have just interrupted his performance in this one. Made it really tough for him and this team to get into and stay in any kind of rhythm. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. McCarthy to throw it. Hits him on the out route. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. From the 29. St. Brown there to bring it in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
On target to his man, Tony. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down. Here's McCarthy to throw. Catch made by All. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They gain 14 on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in 1 play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Jamal Adams with the INT. The 40. Into the red zone. And he takes this one back with a pick 6. Second time they've taken one back on him, Brock. First the fumble return, and now this pick 6.
You know, I point this out to you every defensive meeting room we're in, Kate, when we sit down in these production meetings, and you can see their boards, right? These defenses keep track, and they know if they get a score defensively, their odds of winning through the roof. You get 2, it's almost a certainty.
Here's Sly to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions grow their lead yet again. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. McAllister now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Back out runs their offense. And this is going to be far from the only time these replays will be on the screen over the next week, Brock, but they're not going to enjoy watching them. Have not taken care of the football, and this looks a whole lot like teaching tape for this defense.
Kate, think of all the great defenses over the last 50, 60 years. The 85 Bears, I think of the Seahawks and the Legion of Boom. 39 takeaways in their Super Bowl title winning year. Elite defenses have games just like this one where they take the ball away over and over and over and over again.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Trying again after the pick, McCarthy. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Now it's McCarthy. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for a Green Bay first down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play. Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. Got his target, it's Tony. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Packers first down.
Throwing from the gun here. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
This one is taken in by Tony. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. 3rd and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. That finds Jacobs, complete. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Jacobs running behind center. And again, they stall him out at the line. He couldn't get it. Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. They'll run for it. Jacobs. And he's brought down for a loss. And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
And he's going to work his way up to the 19. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They run it again with Bigsby. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Detroit. Lions about to move to a perfect 5-0 this season. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Play fake here, Daniels. Throwing the out route complete. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darryl Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
He rolls to his right. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down. Now we give left side to Bigsby. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Punting unit out now. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. Their offense running back out now. And they can really do what they want with these last couple of snaps afforded to them because the outcome already decided. First and 10, here's McCarthy. Finds him over the middle. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's second and inches. Now McCarthy. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Kayvon Merriweather making the play. And the Lions are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right? You watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. And they strike for a touchdown on the final play of the game. They didn't need it, but they will take it anyway. The Lions continue adding to an insurmountable lead. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
So it's one for the win column for the Lions. And they take not just a victory, but some serious year-long bragging rights home with them after this one, as they finish off the sweep of their division rivals. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a win for the Lions, as we'll see you next time from Detroit.